Hey Tauruses, happy August 2017. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer and had an amazing July. Just want to let you guys know that unfortunately Mercury is going retrograde again. I'm sure you've heard all about Mercury retrograde. It is retrograding come August 13th, and when Mercury goes retrograde, it screws up communication, short distance travels, issues with siblings can get brought up, and whatever, because that's where it's really affecting me. You don't want to be making any major purchases at all because you'll just regret it and overthink it and be like, what did I do? Signing contracts is a huge no-no during Mercury retrograde as well. Once again, like I said, Mercury retrograde just internalizes everything. So as much as everything is going on in the outside world, internally, Mercury is doing some crazy shifting around. So that being said, what I'm going to do this month is if you comment with your birth details, birth time, date, and location, I'll let you know exactly where Mercury is retrograding in your chart. And where Mercury retrogrades in your chart is where you're going to find a lot of that internalized process going on. So if it's in your 7th house of relationships, you're going to be really focusing on where you've ruffled feathers and where you can kind of go back and do damage control. If it's Mercury retrograding over your 2nd house of finances, this is really a time when you don't want to be making any spending at all, and you really want to sit down with a financial planner. So it's really about reflection. It's really about taking a seat back and just going over where you may have just blew through, especially this year. This energy has been crazy, quick, fast. That being said, I'm also going to let you guys know where the sun is shining in your chart. Where the sun is shining is where you have the most, it's like a spotlight, so it's where you're going to have a lot of energy and focus. Same with the Jupiter. Jupiter is where you have the luck. Sun is where is only 30 days, and it's where you have more of your, more optimism toward. So with the Jupiter, Mercury, and Sun information, you guys could be completely and fully armed to handle August and September, okay? So like I mentioned in the other videos, come September, we have a peak in the numerology energies. This month is an 8 energy, so 8 is all about power, power imbalances, getting your rewards where they're due. So either receiving rewards or losing rewards. It depends on the path you've been taking. It's also about completion of a cycle because it is August 2017. There will be a completion of a cycle probably related to the power struggles, probably the end of that insecurity in relationships. Like, it's really incredible how the universe ends up working out for us. That being said, I think that's all I have to tell you guys. Yeah, so don't forget that September is the peak of your numerology energy. If you post your birth details, I'll also let you know where the peak of your energy is going to be come September, but I'll probably get deeper into that in September because September is going to be intense for everyone. Like, there's definitely new beginnings, which I'm sure you've already felt all year. New beginnings, but also endings of cycles as well, because we can't have the new beginnings unless we have the space in our lives for them, right? So the endings have to come in order for us to get the new beginnings in, which I feel like a lot of the new beginnings that have been happening have been positive. For some reason, 2017 just seems a lot more bright and positive than 2016, especially. 2016 was a year of endings, so that's why we had a lot of celebrity deaths. That's why a lot of people lost things. Like, I know tons of people who lost jobs, who lost family and friends. So 2016 really asked for our strength to come in and for us, and ask that we work diligently in protecting our energies and not experiencing loss through other people's gains. Okay, that being said, let's get started. Okay, a lot of cards are popping out for Tauruses. I'm going to leave this one out. I probably should. That one's all about the past coming back, especially in a relationship. The good thing about the past coming back up, August, like I said, will be bringing back stuff. The good thing about the past coming back up is that we can clear it. You know, when it comes to the surface, it was harboring underneath the surface in our emotions, probably causing a lot of illness and disease, and also making us manifest poorly because we don't even recognize that we have this pain. So we're manifesting from a pain point as opposed to a positive, happy, beneficial point. So the good thing about these past pains coming back up is that we can cleanse ourselves from it. It's really just acknowledging it and saying, okay, that hurt. That was painful, but you know what? I accept it. I own it. It's mine. I'm not going to let it ruin my life. I'm not going to let it pin me down. I'm going to accept it as part of my journey. And I'm also going to forgive everybody involved, forgive myself for allowing that to happen to me. And you can also, you can take it even further back. I've done some work where I'm forgiving ancestors. I'm forgiving my parents. I'm forgiving my grandparents for any pain that they've ever caused anybody. I'm also forgiving the people who caused my family and legacy pain. So I can take it pretty far back, and it is incredibly empowering. The most important person to forgive, though, is yourself. And that usually is the hardest because that demands ownership, right? To say, well, what do I have to forgive myself for? They did it to me. You allowed them to do it. You brought it in. So you just got to forgive yourself. Even if you don't own that you did anything wrong, you can at least forgive yourself for it happening. You know, kind of like when a kid gets hurt, you say, I'm sorry that that happened to you. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, you kind of teach people that they need to work hard to forgive themselves for them getting hurt, right? Okay. So the other card that popped out was one of marriage, of a union, obstacles within that marriage or union, and also hard work, a lot of hard work, sowing the seeds that have been planted, and just figuring out what you need to do in order to tie up some loose ends, especially when it comes to a union or something that happened at a party or a wedding or some sort of gathering, okay? So now that four cards have popped out, I'm going to actually ask for the reading. Look, another card just popped out. And it's all about emotion, finding that emotional power, recognizing that you guys are emotional force fields. You guys are emotional force. Although you guys are grounded and able to build yourselves up with and act like you're not emotionally connected to what you're building, the truth is that the emotions are there regardless. So it's really about acknowledging and owning those emotions. Okay. Taurus. Jeez, you guys have these cards have a lot to say to you guys. It's another card about focusing on the past and putting a lot of energy in the past and a lot of anger toward that past. Another card, change. Change is coming in. Sudden changes that really force us to get clear. Wow, okay. And not so good when it comes to financial situation, however, trying to get there, but feeling like you might need to take it from somebody else. Okay, this is for Taurus, August 2017. Thank you. So now that we know what's going on, still some sleepless nights, some rest, moving away from something, but still confused as to what you need to move away from. However, by focusing on your dreams, by focusing on the fact that you can't dream or the fact that you can't sleep, it really is time to ask your subconscious for some cues, because a new idea will come up, which is going to manifest something new in your lives, and that confusion about what to walk away from and where to rest your energies will let up. Like, you'll finally get some more clarity on that. Okay, so giving a lot to family and friends, almost like it's your responsibility to give, which is not true. It may feel like it sometimes, but people can take care of themselves. So giving a lot. The situation is all about giving back to family and friends, especially when it comes to younger siblings or younger, like either kids, like somebody younger than you who, yeah, happy to accept, but when are they giving back? It's really about putting up some boundaries. I feel like you guys don't even know what those boundaries are or what they could be. It's definitely not coming from a pure place. Like these boundaries and what you're giving, it's not positive. It may feel like you're nurturing. It may feel like you're creating harmony, but you're actually causing more damage because people aren't being forced to grow. If you're, you know what I mean? If you if you constantly put that soft fall for people, they never hit rock bottom. And everybody knows that you need to hit rock bottom in order to go up. So if you're constantly going to put that cushion below people, how are they ever going to be forced to grow? And the thing is that you guys are going through major transformations. You have been going through major transformations. However, these transformations are going to hinder your ability to put up those boundaries and to stop giving so much, especially to people who are happy to accept, but where are they when you really need them, okay? So recognize that your transformation is going to hinder that ability to give, but it's also going to help you recognize that, yeah, I'm not the same Taurus I was. I'm not the same Taurus I was who just gave, gave, gave. Yeah, I'm still grounded, but now I'm getting more clarity over where my power lies and where I've been abused, where I've been manipulated, where I've been taken from, okay? And it usually has something to do with the family and friends. A lot of times, even just being that force, wanting to change and feeling like you need somebody else in order to change. For instance, my mother-in-law is a Taurus, and all she wants is to move out, but she keeps saying, well, when that person pays me back, then I'll have the down payment for my house. And it's like, why are you giving your power to this person saying they decide when you get your house? You know, you're saying, well, it's when they pay me back. What about the universe, you know, giving you all these other plethoras of opportunities and options, but you're focused on, no, it has to come from this source, and that's when I'll be happy. See what I'm saying? Because subconsciously, there's a lot of low vibe feelings and emotions and energy going on. Lots of low vibe energy. It's really, really, like, I can't stress it enough for 2017. What you're bringing in this year will stay with you for the next 8 years. If this is what you want for the next 8 years, by all means, at least you're connected to someone. It may not be in a positive way, but at least you still have their attention and connection. But 8 years of this, 8 years, okay? It's time. A new emotion did come in, which is excellent. Ride that emotion through. New feelings, new emotions. Literally force that emotion into your life. Bring it in. Accept it. Even if it is low vibe, you can still work through it. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't have negativity without positivity. You can't have anything without love. Everything streams back to love. So if you're feeling like low vibes down here, follow it through. Follow through this new feeling that came in, this new emotion that came in. Search it further. Where is the love that exists right at the heart of it? You'll probably be digging for days, but eventually you will find that it is based on love, even if the love is love for themselves, you know, their own self-preservation. That has to be given some sort of empathy and acknowledgement. If someone is, you know, causing you pain in their lives and you strip it back to be like, oh, it was just their ego going crazy and wilding out with that new moon in Leo that was really overbearing and really pushy and really self-centered. At the end of the day, at least we know what that person is doing, what they need to do in order to sustain and make themselves happy, so we can stop worrying about them. At least if that person is so selfish, why give any more to them? They're taking care of themselves, right? Why do we don't have to give them any more. They've taken enough in order to get to where they need to be. Yeah, it was painful and it hurt and it brought up these new emotions, these new feelings. Own them. Okay, so you guys were partying a little bit. You guys were having fun for a little bit. Got back into the swing of things. Definitely found, although subconsciously there were still some low vibrational energy, you still felt like you could have, like, kind of let loose a little bit and take your hair out, put your hair down, and just have some fun, but you were still a little bit cautious. You weren't fully free to kind of completely let yourself go, but still a little bit cautious, but at least you were starting to feel that optimism again, starting to feel that creativity and that positivity again. Right now, you guys are really doing some inner work, a lot of inner struggle, a lot of inner battle when it comes to your empowerment. There's a lot of rocky ground. Let's just say that the Tauruses, like all these cards that popped out, the Tauruses have something to say, and right now they're just feeling completely ungrounded. They're feeling like the earth is kind of breaking apart underneath them, and they're just fighting to stay afloat, just fighting just to stay grounded and to stay empowered. Friends and family have been focusing more on their partnerships and relationships. And Taurus, if you're single, you'll probably notice that you've been feeling kind of lonely, especially because everybody's coupled up, right? Everybody kind of has that relationship, that one person that they go to Who's your one person? Do you have that one person that you can always trust and go to? Or is that person the one that you gave so much to, that they took advantage of, that they were stifling your transformation, and that they were fostering your low vibe energy? So it's really, really time to get real and get honest. Hope and fear. Who's this guy? Who is this guy? What's going on, Taurus? I don't know. Like a lot of times when I do my readings, I'll know if I'm on track, because I'm like, okay, that definitely relates for the Tauruses in my life. And the Tauruses in my life, if they're single, they're not happy being single. They really want to couple up. They really want to find this man, this provider, provider, especially of an emotional fulfillment. And the Tauruses that are in relationships, their soulmate or their person has been kind of off on their own, kind of doing their own thing, where it's really hard to find that connection right now. That's what I'm really noticing the most with Tauruses, is that it's hard to find that connection. So this card is a hope and a fear. And this card really resonates as kind of that other half to the Taurus right now, that soulmate that we've been talking so much about. However, this person is a lot more stern. This person is, like I said, kind of off in their own world, been doing a lot of their own thing, not so much focused on you, on your relationship, on what's been going on and what you guys have planted and grown and sown. It's almost like the spark is a little bit gone. It's almost like, are we going through a cycle change? Am I losing this person? Is the fuel, is the fire dying out? What's going on? So this is a hope and a fear. You kind of hope for that stability, but you fear it as well, if that resonates for you guys. The end of the day, Taurus, and congratulations, you guys just hit my longest video for August 2017. The end of the day, Taurus, is that it's time to just let go. It's time to just let go. If it is too hard to hold on to, let it go. It's time to get free. It's time to get foolish. It's time to just do what you want. It really is, especially when it comes to exploring that new feeling and getting deep into that new emotion that came out. Either that's whatever emotion that is, it should have been the first thing you thought of when I said it. Please get foolish enough to follow it through, because guess what, Taurus? As soon as you do, look at this. That's the future card. That is the future card, okay? Feeling fixed, feeling empowered, feeling happy, feeling like life is finally good again, feeling like very proud, feeling like arrogant when it comes to how proud you are, feeling like you have something. You know what I mean? When you're in that space, when you're just so on top of the world, where it's like you're arrogant about it. It just reminds me of when I quit smoking cigarettes. As soon as I quit smoking cigarettes, I looked down on people who still smoke, like, really? Like, and now obviously looking back, I'm like, it's so hypocritical. But it's almost like when you've been in a low vibe situation, when you've been feeling really low and you finally got happy. Like my brother-in-law did the same thing when he quit drinking. He was looking at the drunks as in, you guys are foolish. But it was almost like he had to force that arrogance in order to remind himself as to why he's doing it, that he's lifting himself up. So it's almost going to be like you guys finally get to that happy place if you follow through on these new emotions and get foolish about it and let yourself go. You'll get so arrogant about your happiness where it's like, how dare you still be miserable? You don't know how easy it is to be happy? God, like, I look down on your unhappiness. Not in a negative way, but almost like, come on, get up there, get up there. And you do have a lot of that. You felt that energy recently, or you're feeling it right now, where you're finally like, okay, I can finally have some fun. Maybe that's what the new feeling was. Maybe that's what the new emotion was. Positivity and optimism. So, like I said, post with your birth details and I can let you know what's going on. We've got a lot of cards, so obviously Tauruses have a lot to talk about, so please feel free to reach out. Another thing I wanted to let you guys know is that I'm offering life purpose reports. So these life purpose reports, they use astrology, numerology, and intuitive tarot to get to the root of what you need. You know, it really just reminds you of what you already know. The way I explained it before is to have a complete stranger like myself tell you exactly what you feel and exactly what you think and the person that you are. It solidifies it. And then you go out with courage and you say, no, I knew that I was this person. I knew that this was my purpose here. But now to hear it and to see it in black and white in the form of a report and to hear it in the form of a video, it triggers something and you're like, oh, okay. It's exactly what happened for me. That's why I started doing tarot, because the life purpose report was like a light bulb going off in my head, being like, ah, I get it. And now I tell people to screw off. You're like, this is who I am. Astrology, numerology, and tarot supports who I am, so you accept it 100%. I know that Tauruses don't have difficulty accepting themselves 100%, but it definitely just reminds you of what you need to be reminded of. It also will let you know what's going on next year for you, next month for you, this year for you, and this month for you. So it's truly, I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on the reports, and I just want to put it out there if you feel so inclined. So that's all I have for you guys, Tauruses. I hope you have an amazing, amazing August. I will see you in September, and keep in mind, September's the peak. Volcano. So September, come back, and we will talk about what to expect and what's been going on, okay? I love you guys. I will see you next month. Bye.